Hi everyone, this is Zach from that old band Clawfinger that used to be cool and popular in the 90s. You are watching United Rock Nations. So it didn't even last 4 years really. I mean,
but there was a break.
No, there was a break. The thing is, if you've been in a band since the early 90s and you take a break somewhere towards 2009, you've already spent many years being in that family that is a band. Even if it's a dysfunctional family or a dysfunctional marriage or whatever you want to call it, that family never disappears. And even if you're not actively doing anything, everything or a lot of things in your life are constantly going to remind you that you're in that band.
Absolutely.
So it didn't really feel like a break in the same way as maybe it felt like a break for other people. You know, I mean, a band is a beast that you can't really control, and if you've done it once for longer than a lunchtime, then it's never going to leave you. So I think we just realized that we weren't quite done yet, you know. And it's still fucking fun, and that's the most important thing, you know. We still have a blast, we still like each other's company, so there's no reason not to do it. And just the fact that people still book us 31 years later,
absolutely.
You know, that's pretty fucking awesome.
Right, yes, absolutely.
So who the fuck are we to say no, you know?
In 2022, you released a single called
Environmental Patience.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You're very good.
It's all right, don't worry.
I suppose you are sensitive to the ecological cause. Tell us more about it.
About that song?
About the ecological thing, you know.
I don't know if we're any more educated in it than anyone else, but it is a growing concern, and it's been a concern forever. I mean, if you look at the state of the world and you look at how we as human beings are treating what we have before us and underneath us, then we're pretty fucking stupid. We are literally fucking everything up just with our materialism and the way we treat the environment. So it's really nothing new. Our keyboard player happened to send me a beat that I thought was really good, and because of that beat, the lyric came. There was no massive master plan behind it. It happened because every now and then our musical stars collide, you know. Because we send a lot of files back and forth, but it's not always that things happen. So sometimes I get that beat or the guitar riff or something that triggers you, you know. And that was just one of those songs that sort of happened by itself because I guess because it was meant to happen. But you know, the song is basically about how we're not taking fucking care of each other on our planet. We don't have a great solution. We don't have a master plan to change the world. But what we do have is a band where we can try and say shit that means something. And you know, we've never been one of those Mötley Crüe bands. We've always liked to try and say something that has some kind of meaning.
It's important.
Well, for us it's important. It's not important for all bands. For us it's always been important. And you don't always have to say something that's super important, but it's at least sometimes try and say something that means something, you know.
Let's travel back to the first years of the band. You are considered as a pioneer of the rap metal. So how did you come up with the idea of mixing those two styles at that time?
Well, we thought, let's do something that makes us pioneers.
Great vision.
Yeah, I mean, you know, basically, we probably should have been called Nostradamus instead of Clawfinger, because we just see into the future all the time. No, I don't know. It was pretty simple. The two guitarists moved from Norway to Sweden. They had previously played in the metal band, or in metal bands. Our keyboard player liked old school thrash metal and like early Nitzareb and Front 242 and body music. I came more from punk and rap.
Okay.
So the mixture was came pretty quickly. It was just.
It was your identity at that time.
Well, no, it was. I think we all just chipped in with the things we liked, and somehow we managed to make a mishmash out of it. There was no master plan. There was no great thought behind it. I mean, in a lot of ways, we were lucky because we also happened to come at exactly the right time with the right kind of music. Because if you look at what was going on in Europe with music back then, you had your Nirvanas and Rage Against the Machines and Smashing Pumpkins and bands that were a bit sort of more, I guess, less commercial or more like alternative. And we were just lucky. We didn't know there was going to be a trend that would make our music popular. So it was, we put the work in, but then there was a lot of luck as well.
Absolutely. And then Deaf, Dumb, Blind arrived.
Yeah.
It was a huge success. Were you prepared for this success?
Not really, no. I think we thought maybe we would sell 2,000 copies in Sweden and we would have been happy with that, No, we weren't really prepared. But I think because we met each other working in a hospital taking care of old people, maybe we sort of had our feet on the ground a bit more than we would have had otherwise. So we I think we managed fairly well to not become like idiots or prima donnas or like rock stars. But I think it's also a Scandinavian mentality thing where, where you shouldn't consider yourself better than anyone. You shouldn't consider yourself more important than anyone else. And that is, there is like a Scandinavian law that is called Jantelagen that has all these things, like don't think you're special, don't think you're better than anyone else. And I think it's sort of ingrained in the Scandinavian mentality.
Great state of mind.
Yeah, and I think that helped us a bit as well. But also, I mean, none of us, we didn't do this to become rock stars. Our goal was not to become like, rich and famous.
Yes.
We always did it because we love music, and that was always our driving force. And I think for that reason, we've managed to stay reasonably sane, throughout the years. I mean, we all have our good and bad sides, just like all humans do. But we're not stuck-up, stupid rock star idiots. We're just regular, stupid, fucking human beings. Yeah.
After all these years, you still have a loyal fan base, and you continue to tour. Is it a real source of pride for you?
I mean, we don't really tour that much anymore, though. I mean, we're doing 7 festivals this summer.
Yes.
Maybe we'll do a few club gigs spread out over some weekends, but we don't play that much anymore, to be honest. I mean, right now, things have become so expensive. I mean, just when it comes to like tour buses, crew, flight tickets, everything has become more expensive. Which of course also makes it harder to find gigs because you need a certain amount of money coming in. Because the thing a lot of people forget is it costs money to tour as well. So, we have crew to pay, we have hired musicians to pay, we have flights to pay, we have buses and everything, everything costs money.
And much more.
Yeah, a lot of money. And these days, in this new generation of like TikTokers and social media people, they don't realize all the hard work that goes in behind it. You don't just get out of bed, walk onto a stage and plug your guitar in. There's a lot of steps along the way before you get up on that stage, So, and also we're not getting any younger, so touring constantly is, it's a special way of life. And there are loads of bands who do it. Stones still do it, but they're rich fuckers. They can fly wherever they want. Biohazard do it, but they're fucking hardcore Brooklyn guys. But we're all getting older, and it takes its toll on you. And we don't want to be like these like touring zombies. We did that in the past, you know, and we don't want to go there again. So when we play, we pick out like special dates and you know, a special period of time. But you will not find us going out on like 8-week tours, you know, it's not ever going to happen. We're too fucking old.
Your last studio album was Live Will Kill You, and it was released in 2007.
Yeah, that's a while ago now.
Any chances to have you a new album?
Never say never, but it's not something we're planning. At the moment we have about 4, 5, 6 songs that are in different stages of ready.
And do you play some of those new songs tonight?
We will not, because they're not quite ready yet. They're like 90% ready or 85% ready. But I think what the plan is to probably release an EP.
Okay.
Because if we're going to wait to have enough songs for a new album, that'll be another 2 years, you know. And also, albums don't feel quite as important anymore. They've lost a bit of their like meaning. Maybe not for metalheads, but in general, albums don't pack the same punch they used to. So I'm guessing, or hoping, or what we're talking about is an EP.
Digital or physical?
I hope physical as well, but I'm not sure if there's a market for it. I really don't know. You know, it's difficult these days because so much has changed since we started. Of course, 31 years ago. Of course, fucking things have changed. That's how the world works. But I don't know. I don't know if it would be physical or digital or maybe both. I really do not know. But hopefully an EP, because we do have songs and we do have. There are ideas out there. It just takes time. Our guitarist lives in Norway. Our drummer lives in another town in Sweden. 3 of us live in Stockholm.
And
we have jobs.
And
we have, you know,
jobs.
Yes. So you know, it takes time, and time is the one thing that kills a lot of things. If you don't have the time, the shit doesn't get done, and it just keeps on, you know. So yeah, I mean, hopefully an EP, but I'm not promising that. That's just what we're hoping.
Thank you very much, Zach, for all this information about the band.
You're welcome.
And we hope you guys for the Chocolat. We will be there to see you.
Cool. I hope I'll be there as well.